Welcome back to En La Cocina, in the kitchen. I'm your host, Mike Gonzalez. We appreciate you sticking around. We are in the bakery section here at DeLeon's, where their baker, Alberto Martinez, he is hard at work. He's showing us how he makes these things called cochitas, which are literally means pigs. They kind of look like little pigs. Míralo. These are called orejas, which means your ear. So they've got a lot of Mexican products here. In fact, they make over 20 fresh Mexican bakery products every day. So we talked to Alberto about what goes into making them. We also spoke to the owner, Sergio DeLeon. Here's what he had to say.
Get one whiff of the bakery at DeLeon's Foods, and it's easy to figure out why customers like Doris Gary keep coming back.
I like the whole store. This is extremely authentic. Mexico is my second home.
From niños envuelto, empanadas filled with pumpkin, and tres leches cake, DeLeon's Bakery has it all. Owner Sergio DeLeon says walking into their bakery is like taking a trip to Mexico. It can't get any more authentic.
Our baker, he's got over 20 years of experience, and he was raised in Mexico, so a lot of our pastries here, from cuernos to marranitos, it's actually everything's made here on a daily basis. Our most traditional Mexican breads is a concha, which stands for a shell. And as you can see, it kind of looks like a shell, a seashell. So those are our conchas and empanadas.
What are the empanadas here?
Empanadas are actually, they're filled with, this ones in particular, they have pumpkin in them. For instance, this is a niño envuelto, or in other words, a wrapped baby. I don't know how they came up with this. This is a crown, it's called a crown. And again, it's just, just regular bread. This one is the empanada. The empanada again, it's actually it's filled with pumpkin. And the conchas again, they're the most traditional breads of Mexico, and they're actually, it's just nothing in them, and just sweet, and then this one is a caracol, or a snail, and again, it kind of looks like and it's actually filled with custard inside. This one, it's got some custard in it. They're pretty good. And then yo-yo right here, and again, it kind of it's got a little bit of filling inside with some coconut around it. Some cookies. This one's got, I believe, some coconut in the middle.
Another must-try is the famous Mexican cake known as tres leches, which translates into 3 milks. The milk is a combination of whole milk, carnation, and condensed milk. The cake is soaked in the 3 milks, making it extremely moist. It's topped with a mocha-flavored icing. White chocolate is added, peach and strawberry filling. Then it's decorated for style.
Tres leches is very popular, especially in Mexico, where it's its own kind of cake in a way. It's totally different than any other cake around here. And it contains 3 kinds of milk, and tres leches, again, it means 3 kinds of milk. So we got the whole milk, carnation milk, and condensed milk. The different kinds of the milks that, and what he does is he normally he soaks the bread with all these milks. Si quiere comienza a echarle. So he soaks it in. We can put it in the refrigerator, and it would last, a few days there. So I mean, we can sell it right away like this, or we can just prepare it for somebody for the next day or so. But it'll last a few days in the refrigerator.
So that's the key. That's why it makes it so soft.
Yeah, it's very moist, very sweet. It's not for a lot of people, A lot of people, they think it's too sweet. For filling, he's gonna use like a strawberry, and then some peaches, some white coconut cake. The cake itself, I mean, you can mostly use any kind of box cake. I mean, we prepare everything here from scratch. So he puts that on top, and then what he's gonna do, he's gonna soak it again with the other milk. Just some other ideas out there. They can actually use some maybe some Baileys or some you know, even sometimes in Mexico they actually use rum. So I mean, for weddings, for birthdays, or any kind of, I mean, you can do a tres leches. I mean, we've done big weddings before where everything is tres leches. And of course, if it's hot out there, it's gonna start leaking because of all the milk. But we normally put it in the freezer a little bit before we take it out to the site, just to kind of, you know, stop the melting of the milk. Pretty, it's delicious, and it's just perfect.
So if you have a sweet tooth, DeLeon's is the place to get your cravings satisfied.
Alberto's gonna put me to work, put these cochanitos up in the rack. So if you ever want any of these fresh bakery products, the bakery here at DeLeon's is open 7 days a week. They do made-to-order stuff, and I tell you what, I'm gonna get my eat on here in just a minute. Up next on the show, we're gonna take you to a place called Taqueria Guerrero in Spokane. It's a little hole in the wall, but I tell you what, they've got some great food. Stick around.
In the Kitchen is brought to you by the Hispanic Food Network. Visit our website at www.hispanicfoodnetwork.com.